Hello students, Mr. Bastis here. Welcome to Unit 5, Week 2, Day 3. Make sure you have your meaning mapper, article a day, your book of knowledge, and paper and pencil to write with. Today we will learn about scaly and slimy animals. Let's get started. I want you to think of our focus word characteristic. Now, there are two types of characteristics. Physical characteristics, which is how someone or something looks, and behavioral characteristics, which is more of a personality trait or how a person acts or behaves. I want you to think of 3 physical characteristics and 3 behavioral characteristics. Take a moment to do so now. Okay, I hope you wrote down all your characteristics. I'm going to share the ones that I wrote down with you. For my physical characteristics, I have tall, blonde, when someone has blonde hair, and strong. All of these are physical characteristics because they talk about how someone or something looks. Now, here are my behavioral characteristics. I chose nice, helpful, and patient. All great characteristics in a person. Now let's dive into our article a day. Scaly or slimy? Look at the pictures. What do you see? I see a rattlesnake and a frog. Let's find out more about them in our article. Reptile or amphibian? What is the difference between the two groups? Do you know the difference between reptiles and amphibians? I'm not quite sure, so let's read the article to find out more. What is a reptile? A reptile is an animal that has hard, dry skin. Turtles are the only reptiles that have shells. Most reptiles have clawed feet and walk on 4 legs. Look at this reptile's leg. It has clawed feet. Can you name a reptile that has no legs? A snake. Other reptiles include alligators, crocodiles, and lizards. Most reptiles lay eggs on land. Baby reptiles hatch from the eggs. When a baby bird hatches, it comes out from its egg. Here, we see some snakes hatching from an egg. In Spanish, we say salir del cascarón, nacer, o eclosionar. A leaf-tailed gecko lays 2 eggs at a time. The corn snake lays up to 30 eggs at once. The boa constrictor is a snake that does not lay eggs. It gives birth to baby snakes. This is a boa constrictor. It is a snake that does not lay eggs like most snakes. It's a characteristic that sets it apart from other snakes. What is an amphibian? An amphibian is an animal that spends part of its life in water and part on land. When you spend time, you use time or go through time. In Spanish, we say pasar. Most have smooth, wet skin. Frogs, toads, newts, and salamanders are amphibians. Most amphibians hatch from eggs. The eggs are usually in or near water. Young amphibians breathe through gills. Gills are the part of the fish's body that it uses to breathe. In Spanish, we say agalla o branquia. Here are the fish's gills. They use them to breathe. When they get older, they breathe with lungs. Most adult amphibians live on land. For example, young frogs that hatch from eggs are called tadpoles. Tadpoles live in water and move like fish. After they grow legs, they can hop on land. Please take out your book of knowledge. Write down 2 or 3 things you learned from the article and would like to remember. Pause the video and take a moment to do so now. I'm going to go back to my article to find information that I can write down in my book of knowledge. The first thing I learned is that most reptiles have clawed feet and walk on 4 legs. I'm going to write that down. I learned that most reptiles have clawed feet and walk on 4 legs. I also learned that amphibians spend part of their life on water and part of their life on land. I'm going to write that down. I also learned that amphibians spend part of their time on water, part on land. This makes me think of turtles, who are the only reptile with a shell. This makes me think of turtles because they are reptiles. The last thing I want you to do is to take out your meaning mapper. In the middle, we have our focus word characteristic, which is anything that makes an animal, person, or thing different or unique. We already have the words unique, group, and individual in our meaning mapper. But what other word could you add to your meaning mapper that relates to our focus word characteristic? I added the word special, because our characteristics are what make us special. And that's it for me, students. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.